Hey guys, welcome back to another In My Head podcast. This is episode 9. I think it's episode 9. I'm forgetting. This is either 8 or 9 or 10. Yo, I had a brain fart. But yeah, today's episode is about why One Piece is not peak fiction. And we got 5 minutes on the clock. Let's go. So, for something to be considered peak fiction, it has to have a clear set of goals involved. It has to be a really good story, really good world building if it has that, and then a good ending. All right, a good start, beginning, and middle. The rising action, the climax, falling action, conclusion. One Piece has a really good beginning. I enjoy it. I like it a lot. The rising action is good. We have yet to hit the climax. It's been going on for like 20 years, 30 years, damn near. We have yet to hit the climax of the overall story, and we have yet to see the falling action and the conclusion. Mind you, spoilers. One Piece is one of those shows I cannot consider to be peak fiction because I had to see the ending. If you guys saw my last In My Head podcast episode, we were talking about why we're talking about like shonens that have bad endings. You know, why do they have them? And I went over some of them that I remember. And I think as for historically, most shonens don't have good endings. The only show I know for a fact that's not a sports shonen, that's not sports, that had a good ending was Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball has a good ending. Dragon Ball Z has a good ending. Dragon Ball Super has a good ending. And Dragon Ball GT has a good ending. Yeah. Now, some people complain about Dragon Ball Daema's ending, right? But I think overall, most of the endings for the shows are pretty good. Like, in terms of, like, start to finish. They're not like, people are not going to be too mad about the way things are done, or the way the characters are drawn or going. But yeah, I know GT, that ending was really good. Very emotional for a lot of people. Z, people were just like, I don't know about this Oob guy. But the journey still continued. Super, bro. Goku and Vegeta still on their work to the path of power. And then, boom. And then this is for Dragon Ball, Goku becoming the strongest in the world, learning how to fly. That was cool. My thing with One Piece is this. One Piece has shown what I've talked about in my last video, expectations. Once you set expectations for characters and people, we're gonna expect you to meet them. So for One Piece, I expect every Star to fight in the show, in the chapter, all these side characters to get their shine and get the conclusions to their arcs. I expect everybody to have a conclusive start to finish. The villains, to see the villain's philosophy, Luffy win or whatever, and then all that stuff recycled. I'll be honest with you. It's not that I doubt Oda's writing potential. I just have to see how he ends everything so I can say everything, how I feel. Because obviously One Piece is a fatiguing story because some people say it's the greatest modern day epic. And I'm just like, One Piece is too long. Get to the point. 80% of the side characters can be thrown out. I'll keep it a buck. I'll be honest with you. One Piece cares about the side characters in a way that's different from other shows where if you're not strong, you don't matter anymore. But my thing with One Piece is, it's just like, bro, you're getting in the way. If I would say the most disappointing One Piece arc for me personally is Wano. I didn't read or watch Wano until it was the end, and I got mildly spoiled on Gear 5. Spoilers, guys. But people were telling me peak fiction. It's 10 out of 10 chapters. 10 out of 10 chapters. 10 out of 10. So I started reading. I was speed reading, and I beat it. Got in the end of the day. I kid you not, I was disappointed. I was disappointed, I'll be honest with you. Getting to the end was honestly took too long, bro. It was bloated. All these side characters, all these samurai, all these motivations, fake outs, yapping. It was a waste of my time because you had characters promising to join the crew that didn't join the crew. You had characters who had fake out deaths and then didn't die. Characters whose character would better be have served if they were deceased. Characters who were cool and we got no information, no context, no background about them. Characters who literally had trauma and pretended to be someone else for 20 years. And the minute the minute it's time to, they reveal themselves and we're good, they regress to their character from 20 years ago. Usopp still didn't do nothing. Sanji destroyed the Soba Black suit, which irritated me. 5 minutes are up. Let me just get a couple more minutes. And then the fight with Kaido took forever. And then the foreshadowing within the arc, how you foreshadow something before the chapter begins. The chapter before the chapter begins, or the same chapter. I would have rather you give small hints at this and foreshadow it after the fact and talk about it like post action foreshadowing. Like, yo, he did this thing, and you're like, whoa, what is this? What is this ability? What is this ability? Da, da, da. And then you have the characters who may care about it foreshadow it after. There's nothing wrong with introducing something and talking about it after, explaining it after, if it makes sense. If it makes sense. Oh, this got me thinking about this manhwa I read that pissed me off. I said that to say, One Piece, people are going to say One Piece is the best. Wano's the best One Piece arc, and no, Marinefield's still better. Gun in my head, shoot me. One Piece is not peak fiction. Marinefield's still better than Wano. Wano was all over the place in terms of writing, characterization. Egghead fixed so much. I really was like, yo, Oda, you smoke, what are you doing? And then Egghead, I was like, yeah, that's the Oda people are talking about. But yeah, I think Oda, One Piece is taking too long, I'll be honest, and I gotta see the ending. The ending, I know a lot of people are gonna say, oh, the end doesn't justify the means. In terms of manga, it does. It does. If One Piece is going to be the greatest thing ever created, better than Dragon Ball, better than Sailor Moon, better than Monster, like, this is going to be the best thing ever created. It has to stick the landing. That is the standard. It has to. Because if it turns like AOT and the ending's not good, divisive, people can be mad, da-da-da-da. But yeah, whatever you guys think in the comments below. That's my opinion. Maybe I was yapping. Maybe I said too much. Maybe I got to re-say what I got to say in 2 minutes. Make it shorter. If you guys think in the comments below. Have a good one. And as always, God bless.